Good morning. It's my birthday today, and so I thought I'd post something new. So here I am sitting in the middle of the night and recording. Now, on my channel so far, I posted a handful of my 3D renders and tutorials, but another thing that I really love to do is to talk, kind of like my own podcast. Now, I've been learning, taking, and making images for about 7 years now, and so I thought that I would share the things that I've learned here. So welcome to VMENONS Talks, because I don't know what else to name this series. Episode 1: How to Grow as an Effective Artist. A message to the Instagram artist. One thing that most artists struggle with is growth. Now, I'm not talking about growing an audience in your social media accounts or even about making money. I'm talking about growing every day as a better and as an effective artist than yesterday. To grow as someone whose art can actually make a difference, whose art will actually be worth something and remembered for it too, and not just to be another post on Instagram. Now, it's not easy. Just remember that there are about 100 Instagram artists living in your same street with a huge following audience growing bigger and bigger every single day for making their art. But growing on social media does not really have to mean that you're growing as an artist. So one thing that I think that blocks growth is the fact that we all want to run before we can walk, or fly before we can grow wings, or even I'm all out of metaphors. But well, what I am trying to say is that it's amazing that you can make amazing art without even learning something properly. But something that can make you even better is learning something completely. Take your time to learn. Now, I love it when people break the established rules in art, but you can't say that you're breaking any rule if you don't even know what the rules are in the first place. It takes time to master something, and it's not like learning is too hard in the current world or expensive. Every library provides an amazing collection of resources, or you can even learn without even stepping out of your room through platforms like Udemy, Skillshare, Masterclass, or everyone's favorite, YouTube. And this brings me to my second point: observation. Observation is one of the most powerful skills that one can learn. Observing things gives you this powerful understanding of how things work, and that is precious. I always observe how lights and shadows act around all around me, and that's how I like my artworks. The thing is, while textbook learning is good, observing and understanding how things work through a first person perspective gives you this rock hard foundation that cannot be shaken, and that's precious. Actually, observation is important for a person irrespective of what field they are in, and it's something that everybody should work on improving. Yeah, and applying these observations in your artworks is going to take your art to the next level. It can be through, small details, small observations like understanding how light gets diffused when it's passing through fog or smoke, or noticing how even the smallest of puddles reflect. You know, your observations like these, they pay off by turning just another ordinary artwork into a great one. I know this guy who made this artwork of these, like lights are above the ocean. It was a good artwork. It was a good idea actually. It was like a hallucinating kind of thing. But the thing is, water reflects. You have lights above the water. It's gonna get reflected on the surface, and he missed that. I don't know if it was because he was lazy or he didn't want to. But the thing is, since he didn't do that, it felt like those lights were not blending in with the image, and it looked nasty. Yeah, and there was this another guy that a guy with a huge following on Instagram. I saw one of his posts. I think he was trying to make like a cliff pillar, rock pillar kind of thing, which is covered in moss. But what he ended up doing is he took a picture of a mountain, a forest mountain, an image which was taken with a wide angle lens, and he just cut it with that shape that he wanted. And I'm out of words because it didn't look like a pillar, it looked like an interdimensional doorway, like the ones that come in Thor the Dark World. You know, it was like it was like a cave scene, and there's this huge cut going, and there's this lush forest going like that. And see, that's coming back to my learning point. You can be a Photoshop artist, but that does not mean that you stop there. As an artist, you need to learn at least a little of everything, and you need to understand how optics work, how cameras take photos, how lenses work, about distortions, about everything actually. And had he noticed that, he would have seen that, but he does not see that, and it just looks nasty. Feedback, especially the negative ones. Ah, I love feedback. I really love it when someone actually takes the time to tell you that something that you've done is nice or that it just sucks. And negative feedback is something that you really don't find online, for which I will tell the reason later in this video. Stick around to know. Yeah, but negative feedback is like your legs while climbing the staircase of growth. Without it, you're not gonna get anywhere. I'm not kidding. The lack of negative feedback can actually bring your growth to a standstill. I've seen people get blinded by all the positive comments that they receive on their Instagram posts, and when someone actually tells them something does not feel quite right or something that can be improved, they really don't care. So let me tell you a story. There was this singer. I don't remember who, but if somebody who's watching this knows who this singer is, please let me know in the comments below so that I will know. So anyways, this singer was working on an album, and what this man did is he brought in all these people, all these singers, other singers, producers, artists, friends, and everybody under one roof in a room, and he made them listen to the album, and he asked them only for negative comments, and he listened to what they had to say, and based off of what they said, he worked on that album and he improved it. And then guess what? When he released it, it was a massive hit. The same way in Pixar, I heard that they play their movies in their studio in a room to all of the people who worked on the movie and the people who did not work on the movie before finalizing the movie, that is. And in that room, no person's rank matters. Even the janitor can tell something that can be improved in the movie, and they listen to it, they value it, they respect it, and work on the movie, on the film, based off of what they said. And that is what makes them grow. See, as an artist, you can't really trust your eyes. You really can't trust your eyes because as human beings, our brains are wired to recognize and value the effort and work that we put into something. Even if something that we've done does not feel quite right yet, our brains get very easily satisfied with it because it knows that you put in so much work into it. The brain thinks that just because you put in so much work into something, it's good, but it's almost never like that. That's why it's always good to have another person, to act as a second pair of eyes, third pair of eyes, an extra pair of eyes who can judge your artwork and help you see what's wrong with it. And it's also a very good habit to take breaks in between doing an artwork, doing something else, shifting your focus somewhere else, and coming back to the artwork. And when you come and sit on it, it feels like something brand new, and you get to look at your artwork with an entirely different vision, and that really helps. It does not matter how much work you put into something. All that matters is that final product is something good. So what I always do before I share my artwork is that I send it to a group of people, people that I trust, people that I like, artists, non-artists, everybody I like, and I ask them how they see this image, what their thoughts on this image are, and what they say that I can improve in this image. Based off of what they say, I work on improving the image, and that is something that has really helped me a lot. And that is something that will help everybody who's watching this. It would really help everybody. And I think everybody should do that. Get a close group of people that you trust and share in the artwork before releasing it. And work on it, improve it, make it not better, make it the best. So yeah, this negative feedback or criticism is something that this Instagram art communities are likes for likes or comments for comments or follow for follow or the other share for share attitude is never gonna get you. You need to focus on your art more than the algorithm. Instagram has always been about getting more audience. It has never been about art. Instagram is not an art sharing platform. ArtStation is though. But anyways, you need to come out of this entire Instagram art community circle and you need to search for feedback and you need to look at your own artworks from a different angle to find what's wrong with it. I've never been a part of this huge, it's very huge, it's worldwide to be honest. I've never been a part of this huge Instagram art community that, in the name of supporting each other, ends up becoming an obstacle for your growth. And it's really helped me. It's really helped me grow. And I'm still growing. People I've seen people who start their accounts like this week and get to 5,000 followers by the next. It's not too hard, but I've always stayed away and it's really helped me. I do not share a post just because another person shared my post. I share a post only if I'm genuinely impressed by it. And my comments have always been genuine. If I like something, I let it know. I let them know. If I think something feels off, I would tell that. And I don't really care what they think about me. Well, I'm not perfect too. I receive comments, negative comments, which tell me that some of my artworks could be improved. I have some very bad artworks on my Instagram. I'm still growing. But I don't know if you guys heard it or not, but that was a very loud thunder. Okay, where was I? So another good way to get feedback would be to find a mentor. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time to actually find someone who would act as your mentor, but when you do find them, your artworks becomes 10 times as good as before because that's one-on-one feedback and advice, and that would really help you. I suggest you start working on finding a mentor today. They don't have to be an artist, they just need to be someone who genuinely cares about you. Next would be to tell a story. Now remember that as artists, we have a responsibility in our hands. We have this power. We have this power that can to actually influence the world in some way through our art. Like that image of a living, starving child, a malnourished child in Africa who was sitting on the ground, and there was this vulture waiting right behind him for him to die so that the vulture can eat him after his death. I know it sounds horrifying, but look up that image if you can and read the story behind it. It's very sad, but it's true. Or one of the recent National Geographic car images called Planet or Plastic, which was a very simple composite photograph, but so powerful. Don't make art for the sake of making it. Let it mean something. Let it stand for something. You're putting in all that time and effort into something. The least you can do is it make sure that it means something and it isn't just another piece of gibberish that is just lost in the endless ocean of social media the second that you upload it. And about the Instagram art community, my advice for you is that don't don't get disheartened if you don't have a big audience yet. Just focus on growing as an artist, as becoming a better artist than who you were today, and in time you'll be on a totally different level of an artist. Don't go around messaging people that you will share their post if they share yours, or you know don't do that because you're just setting your standards so low that you have to ask people to share your post. And it's even lower expecting a share for share, because there's no value for your artwork over there, man. It's just blind sharing. You are not going to grow today when some random person comes to your Instagram profile and comments, "That's an amazing picture," on your Instagram post, not because he truly means it, but because he expects you to do the same thing on his post. He's just returning the favor that you did because you commented the same thing on his post. He's not meaning it. They're just words. They're not actual feedback which is going to help you grow. Like I said, you really don't find much feedback online. To be frank, 90% of all the feedback that you receive is pure BS on Instagram. And it's the same thing with the follow account. When you do a follow for follow, you're degrading yourself. You're degrading your artworks, because the people who are following you, they are not following you for your art. They are following you because you are following them. You're just another number for them. And the moment you unfollow them, they're gonna unfollow you without even blinking an eye. When you do this, you are just degrading yourself and degrading your artworks, and you are disrespecting your artworks, all the effort, all the work that you put into it. And you're getting angry when someone criticizes your work, which is actually going to help you grow. And one last thing that I want to talk about would be the everyday posting trend that's going on. I mean, people started it, I think, about 13 years ago, and he's good at it, but not everybody will be good at that, especially if you are a beginner. Just don't be obsessed with the algorithm. It's okay not to post every day. Just slow down and relax. When you're always occupied with making an artwork, making a daily artwork, you spend too little to no time learning something, and when you don't learn something, you end up doing the same thing over and over and over again, just in different ways. And by that I also mean that you be doing the same mistakes over and over again without learning something. And that's not being at a growth standstill. That's sprinting like crazy and hitting your face flat on a red brick wall. That's how I can put it. Too many people just finish their artworks in a hurry because they just want to be done with it. They just want to post it and be done with it. I mean, why? You don't even see what mistakes you're doing in there. What's not nice, what is nice, what is not nice. You don't know that. You just post it and be done with it. It's like a good riddance for them. Please don't do that. Why even bother doing something when you're doing it for the sake of doing it? Don't make art for the sake of making it. Just enjoy the process of creating. Slow down and relax. Breathe life into your artworks. Don't chisel it and finish it just like that and call it done. Do it for you, not for Instagram, not for the algorithm. Do it for yourself, and make sure that you become satisfied in the end, because that is what matters. It's your artwork. You make it, and it doesn't, in the end, it's not gonna matter. It's gonna be nothing if you're just doing it for the sake of creating it. With that, I end this episode. All of these that I said in this episode are just these 3 a.m. thoughts that I got. I just got up and wrote them down and printed them out, and I actually have it printed out here. It's a big script, 3 pages. It's the time is 2:50 a.m. It's in the middle of the night. I'm timing it actually. I'm timing this, and it's taken a lot longer than what I expected it to be, but well, I like it. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below, and I would love to hear them. And if you disagree with something that I said, let me know in the comments below and we'll talk. But on the other hand, if you agree with everything or something that I said here, if you liked this video, please give it a like so that more people can find it. And also, please consider supporting my channel by giving it a subscribe. I'm still growing, like I said. And also, a kind request to please share this video with someone who would find this interesting. And with that, I'm done here for this episode. I will see you in another episode. This is Vishnu Menon signing off. Bye.